Are you in the market for some new goggles, but you can't decide on which ones you want? Stick around a little bit and I'll help you out. What's up, friends? Welcome to the Fat Shark Brady Bunch. And I'm going to show you some comparisons of some screens together to show you, hey, there's a big difference between a lot of them, or maybe there's not a big difference. I don't know. Just want to provide another perspective on some reviews and comparisons of different goggles that I have yet to see. So hopefully this is the first of its kind, and hopefully you enjoy it all. Let's go. So I'm going to show you 5 different sets of goggles. I'm going to show you them individually, and then we'll kind of show some comparisons at the end. And by the end of the video, hopefully you can make up your own opinion of what you want to do with it. Here we go. Teleporter V4s. You can see all of the specs, or 2 of the specs right there, the dimensions and the field of view. Don't need to say much about these. Let's just go right through them. Dominator V3s. I will say that these are the awkward ones that put out the 16:9 ratio video. Don't know why they did that. I'm guessing they thought that was going to be the new thing, but not so much, I guess. So I'll show you a comparison of these to another actual, the standard 4:3 ratio, and you can see how it messes with that video. Here we got the Focal V2s. These are my new goggles. Very comparable to some of the Dominators. It's pretty impressive how these hold up next to them. Here are the Dominator V2s. You probably didn't see much of a difference at all in the screen size. The dimensions are slightly different and the field of view is a little bit different. But really, it's not a sizable or noticeable difference when they're on your face. Now, when you put these guys on, that's a new story. These Dominator HD3s are pretty intense. I was expecting a huge difference, and there is, in its own right. It's a big difference compared to my Focal V2s. But it's quite impressive how the Focal V2s hold up to the size of the screen. However, there is a big difference, and I'll show you here in a second how big of a difference there is. So here's the comparison of the Focal V2s and the Teleporter V4s. So I started flying with the Teleporter V4s, and I knew it was small. It looks like you're watching a TV from all the way across the room. So when I went up to these Focal V2s, it was quite an impressive jump. The quad that I used to get these pictures in this film gives a 4:3 ratio video feed. So the Dominator V3s, they transform that into a 16:9 ratio. So as you can see in the background, I have the Focal V2s, and the foreground are the Dominator V3s, and you can kind of see they're the same width, but the height is definitely different, and it kind of just scrunches everything down a little bit. I actually took a flight with them. It wasn't, I noticed it right off the bat, but when I started flying, everything else kind of took over, and that kind of faded to the background. I wasn't worried about the difference in the size of the video or the aspect ratio. However, the difference is there, so keep that in mind. Now the Focal V2s and the Dominator V2s are pretty much one and the same. Their specs were a little bit different, but it seemed like it offset each other quite well, and they're basically the same size. That's why I didn't overlay these ones, because they just hit each other. So pretty, actually exactly comparable screen between these 2 goggles right there. And now here are the Dominator HD3s in the background, and in the foreground the Focal V2s. This picture kind of reminds me of the jump I made from my teleporters to my Focals. So maybe that should be the next jump for me. At first I was pretty impressed with how the Focal V2s matched up kind of with the Dominator HD3s, but definitely there is a noticeable difference, as you can see here in this comparison. So that's it. That's all I wanted to do. I don't want to press upon you to buy a certain pair. I don't want to press upon you to say one is better than the other. That's what this video is for, is so that you can make up your own opinion. So let me know what you thought. leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I want to have a lot more of this info, a lot more of this kind of stuff coming out, stuff that you guys want to see that'll help you in your journey in this community and in this hobby and in this passion. So if there's something you want to see, let me know in the comments below, and I'll try to make it happen for you. Holy smokes. All right.